Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Next Gen, presented by Jones DesLauriers Navacord. I'm Charlie O'Connor-Clarke, and alongside Mitchell Tierney here, we are celebrating the Canadian Premier League's young players, and this year specifically, 3 young players who are graduating from under-21 eligibility into becoming more established and older CPL stars. We're going to get to them in a few minutes, but they are Gabriel Andrade of Atletico Ottawa, Thiago of the Halifax Wanderers, and Tier Walker, also of Atletico Ottawa. But first, it's important just to touch on how important the Under-21 initiative has been to the Canadian Premier League, right, Mitchell? This year, 21,468 total Under-21 minutes given out this year to Canadian players. Pacific obviously leading the way for, I think, the second time in club history with 4,812 this year. These minutes were all taken up by a combined 46 Under-21 Canadian players who got minutes in the Canadian Premier League this year. Some of them who we aren't mentioning in this show, but were award winners. Emil Gazdov, the goalkeeper of the year, Kwesi Poku, the Under-21 Canadian player of the year, now absolutely starring in Belgium for RWD Molenbeek. But Mitchell, how important is this initiative to the league?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think in this year's class, you see different profiles of players that can really benefit from this opportunity the U21 Minutes initiative provides. You look at Tier Walker, a local guy who comes through the Atletico Ottawa system, and they're able to identify him and progress him. Gabriel Andrade, someone who came through the MLS Academy system and now gets a professional opportunity at a young age. And Thiago, a player who obviously had a great youth career in Brazil, but now gets the opportunity to come get a professional environment in Canada. So obviously opportunities that didn't exist and is now being incentivized by the Canadian Premier League.
Absolutely. So without further ado, let's get into the Next Gen class of 2024, beginning alphabetically with Gabriel Andrade. As we mentioned, of Atletico Ottawa this year, he made 19 appearances for Ottawa, 10 starts, 720 minutes played. He had a goal and 2 assists, and a couple more stats that we've found. He was second among all under-21 players with 6.38 recoveries per 90. And he has been given 42 career games played with Atletico Ottawa over a couple of seasons. Mitch, what makes Andrade an important part of this class?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it there. I think it's 46 in all competitions, matches 42 in the Canadian Premier League, played as a 20-year-old. That's pretty significant for a young player. And obviously, minutes were difficult to come by this year in the Atletico Ottawa midfield when you got guys like Ollie Bassett, Abu Sissoko, Manny Aparicio, Alberto Zapater, who's played his first professional game before Andrade was born. But he got the opportunity to train and get professional experience alongside those players. And, when he did get those opportunities on the pitch, a technically excellent player, good at finding those pockets, providing assists as well as you mentioned, or the odd goal, and a really high compete level as well. So I think he set himself up really well for the future this year, and maybe more of a learning role, but also getting some opportunity on the pitch as well. And I think those minutes will really benefit him over the coming seasons.
Yeah, a really versatile player. He can play out wide, can play in a central midfield, slightly more attacking role. He can play anywhere. And as you mentioned, just very, very eager to take on those roles. Anyway, Gabriel Andrade, 1-2, certainly watch for the future, as is a fellow Brazilian-born player, but Canadian domestic player as well, Thiago of the Halifax Wanderers. Mitchell, Thiago, 20 years old, maybe didn't have as much time on the pitch this year as he wanted, just given a couple of injuries, but still made 20 appearances, 10 starts, 796 minutes played, 4 goals and 1 assist. That makes him 6th in the entire CPL this year in goals per 90 minutes of players with over 500 minutes. And over his career with the Wanderers, he's played 39 games. He scored 7 regular season goals. Thiago has really been an effective player when he's been on the pitch for Halifax, right?
Yeah, those goals per 90, especially impressive when, as a young player, you're getting disrupted by injuries constantly. And we know the rhythm and how important that is to strikers. So the fact that he's still able to get those goals when he's on the pitch has been impressive. And now, we wish him good health going forward, because we know the caliber of player he can be. Pretty much a dream target man striker. He's big, he's technically excellent, he works incredibly hard without the ball, and he's really good in the air. And then in front of goal, he's solid as well. The physical tools are obviously there. And a player with a great background in the sport as well, coming through the Palmeiras Youth Academy in Brazil, Canadian Youth International as well. They gave him the nickname Canada when he was playing at Palmeiras, so that fits in well, and certainly a player to watch for the future, and someone who could really benefit this Halifax Wanderers team in terms of solving their goal scoring problems in 2025.
Absolutely, and Mitch, as you mentioned, a great case study in one of the benefits of the Canadian Premier League is Thiago Coimbra, a player who went and found his chance abroad, maybe didn't quite work out. He comes to Canada, and now he has found a professional career at the senior level. So congratulations as well to Thiago Coimbra. Very excited to see him banging in more goals up front for the Halifax Wanderers. Finally, we go back to the nation's capital, where Tier Walker is a player who came through the Powered by Atletico system in the local community, a player who became a very important piece of the backline for Ottawa, started both playoff games for them this season. In the regular season, 16 appearances, 14 of them starts, 1,149 minutes played. A couple other things, he had a dual success rate just under 60%, is the third highest outfield player on his team, second among under-21s in the league with 0.78 blocks per 90, the most on his team as well. Second among under-21s with 44.18 successful passes per 90. Mitchell, Tier Walker, a very impressive young man at the back for Ottawa this year.
Yeah, I mean, and part of the benefit of this U21 initiative is it's giving opportunities to guys like Tier Walker who play those positions that, are generally more veteran heavy positions, and they're getting this opportunity to, at a very young age, play as a starting central defender at a professional level, and that's only going to benefit them when they get to those ages where center backs generally do break through into first-time football. So yeah, he's made the most of those minutes as well. He's deserved them. An excellent winner of duels. A guy who is really solid at passing. I think the next step for him is to be maybe a little bit more progressive at his passing, but he's good on the ball. He doesn't lose the ball very much, which obviously is very important for a young central defender. And played a lot of different roles this year in the back three, on the left side, on the right side, kind of showing that versatility as well. And you mentioned it, getting those playoff experiences are really going to benefit him. 120 minutes against York United, that's almost once in a lifetime, once in a career kind of opportunity, and you learn from those pressure situations, and he was fantastic in that game as well for Atletico Ottawa. So another guy who, again, kind of the blueprint for the system they're trying to build development-wise, and just an exciting player playing a position that will really benefit them going forward.
Absolutely. So Gabriel Andrade, Thiago Coimbra, and Tier Walker, the class of 2024 in the NextGen presented by Jones DesLauriers Navacord. Congratulations to all three, and congratulations to every player who played an under 21 minute in this year's Canadian Premier League. I'm sure the future is bright for a lot of them. So thank you very, very, very much for watching, and we hope that you enjoy the pieces we've put together on all three of these players.